Hello, forever friends and family. Welcome to webinar Building an Empire number 14. We continue our journey since January 4th. And today again is webinar number 14. Building an Empire, the most complete blueprint to building a massive network marketing business, written by Brian Garothers. And I would like to ask Isaac Gilbinovich to start to read this wonderful book. And we are going to continue from this chapter. Isaac, please unmute yourself. Please confirm that you could hear me, you could see my screen and everything is okay.
Yes, I can hear you and I can see the Building an Empire, the cover page.
Excellent. Thank you. And we're going to start from this chapter, motivation and animosity.
Or animosity.
Or, yes, absolutely, yes. Motivation or animosity. It's a very, very valuable chapter, and we are going to learn from this chapter a lot. Isaac, please go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. Motivation or animosity. In 2001, when I was making about $400,000 a year, in the third year in my company, I decided I would go buy a Ferrari. In thinking that this would drive my team to want to work towards this type of reward for themselves. I emailed them a question asking what color Ferrari I should pick. I immediately got some who answered back emphatically with their choice and their proclamation of what color they will be one day. But I was surprised to have received a very different response from one of team members. He said that I was being inconsiderate to send out such an email to people who were not making as much money. So for him, he received it as a slap in his face. Maybe it caused him to confront the fact that he was not where he wanted to be in this business. He measured himself against my success as if somehow mine took away from his. It was as if he had tremendous animosity built up due to comparing himself against his upline. This is a dangerous and sabotaging mindset. If you cannot celebrate and be encouraged by the success of another, how can you expect that your success will be acceptable or motivational to your big future team? When you see success stories in your company, embrace them, champion them. Envision yourself having that success and creating such success stories in your team. If you cannot have joy for others, you will not be able to have the success they have. If you are kind of people who gets pissed off about other having success, you will never have that success. But if that success story motivates you, you will use it to build your belief and eventually have similar success yourself. So as a leader, should I have not sent out that email? Should I have held back something that would motivate the right people who have the proper mindset that is required to win? Of course not. I cannot cater to the lowest common denominator. As leaders, we have to cater to the winners and let the others either fix their broken mindset or shake themselves out of the business. I would much rather take the person who is making $5,000 a month and has the right mindset and motivate them to come get to the top. This reminds me once again of a portion of the quote that Marianne Williamson that mentioned in a previous chapter. As we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. So get out there, shine your light, and inspire those around you to do the same. If someone else gets jealous or insecure, You can be empathic, but do not shrink your dream casting. If you let one person cause you to throttle back and not be so excited about your success, you will have let that one person stop you from helping countless others dream bigger and believe that they will be there one day too. Get pissed off. When a negative naysayer tries to burst your bubble, how do you let it impact you? Do you buy into their opinion? When you buy someone else's opinion, you buy their lifestyle. Who cares what they think? Well, you know what? I cared. When people got under my skin with their negative or condescending comments, I stopped brushing it off and let it cause my blood to boil on purpose. We often hear that we need to let our dreams and goals motivate us. That's all good. But sometimes we need an enemy to want to fight and conquer. I wanted to throw their words back in their face as I pulled a copy of my massive check out of my folder and said, "Pow! Look at this punk." Now, I'm not sure I ever did it exactly that way, but close. My own family told me I was foolish and wasting my time in this business. I let those remarks linger in my head as fuel to my fire. I made 30, 40, 50 calls a day with an intention of proving these people wrong in my mind.
Hold on for
It,
a second, Isaac. I'm sorry for interruption, but I want you. No, let me read it the same, this portion of the book. My own family told me I was foolish and wasting my time in this business. I let those remarks linger in my head as fuel for my fire. I made 30, 40, 50 calls a day with the intention of proving these people wrong in my mind. It's not because Isaac read it wrong, not at all. I just want to emphasize, can you imagine what kind of feeling he had when his own family told him that he is crazy? His own father, who is owner, huge real estate business, his own brother and the family and mother too. Can you imagine what kind of guts he should get to continue to do this business? And he started to do this business, if you remember, at the beginning when he used to work for real estate for his father, 60 hours per week. 60 hours per week. Just crazy. When I read this book already a couple of times, I completed and I reread it and read it and read it again, chapter by chapter by chapter. And every time I read this example, it's driving me completely nuts. I could imagine how much pain he experienced at that time. Isaac, please go ahead. I hope everybody understands my feeling, because it's like me. I did not get that much support in my family. I don't want to blame anybody. That they just didn't know what they didn't know. It was very, very tough for me. Go ahead, Isaac. I'm sorry.
it's okay. It is okay to let something negative fuel us too. So when I got that first check that was $11,405, I faxed it to my brother. He still put it down. 6 months later, my check was $24,000 for the month. And again, I faxed it over. He demeanored changed slightly, but he was still a bit dismissive. 6 months more, and my check that month of 42,000 was put into that fax machine. I was sure to have my brother and dad waiting on the other end, since neither was very nice to me early on about this little business I was in. I could hear their jaws drop at the floor when they saw the amount. In the appendix section of this book, I've created a document called Your Dreams Flew Shot. This document is designed for you to head out to every new recruit who joins your team. Your goal is to inoculate them against the naysayers, the rejection, and the urge to quit. If you do not warn them upfront about what they will encounter as they proceed to launch their business, they could be blown out before they really even begin. If each recruit is prepared for what's coming and know why they should be excited, expecting it, they will be empowered to push right through it. Procrastination, the dream killer. The graveyards across the country are filled with dreams that never came true. Most of those sad souls never had the courage of the fortitude to get off the mark and just go for it in life. They had the same God-given qualities as the great success stories we have all seen on TV and read about in magazines. But they didn't have the ambitions, nature to take a risk and win. It reminds me of the story about the country horse down the way with a dog yelping nonstop on the front porch. The next door neighbor was getting very agitated because the family was not home and they left their dog outside making so much noise. So he decided to walk over to the house to find out what the problem was with this dog, big old dog that was howling like he wasn't to be heard for miles. The neighbor approached the dog carefully and tried to calm it down to no avail. So he finally decided to grab the dog by its collar and lead it around the back. As soon as the dog stood up, the howling stopped. The neighbor was puzzled. Was that all he had to do? Get the dog up? Turns out the dog was sitting on a nail that was protruding up from a floorboard on the porch. So why in the world did the dog not just get up and move? Well, I guess it just didn't hurt badly enough. This story of the dog sitting on a nail, rings true on a nail. I'm sorry. This story of the dog sitting on a nail rings true with countless people I have met in my network career. People yelp, howl, and complain nonstop about how miserable their life is, how little money they have, or how stressed out they are. But yet, they choose not to get up and change it. They just prefer to keep sitting on a nail and whining. My advice to you is don't be that dog, and don't waste time on dogs with not enough sense to get themselves up off the nail either. You will come across people every day who don't dream anymore. One of our jobs is to help people to dream again and then show them a path to achieve those dreams. You will also find dreamers who have been dreaming for years, but that's about all they do. They won't do what it takes to achieve their goals, but rather they just talk about them. People generally know that they need to make changes and do something about their situation. But most just will not take action. Some will freeze due to fear of failure, fear of success, or just plain laziness. Sometimes people will put something off until a later date because it is in their mind, they feel like they have to wait until their plate is totally clear before they put something else on it. The most successful people I have ever met were often multitaskers who seized opportunity when they arose, not only when it was convenient. They know that they cannot choose when the right opportunity will show up, and they cannot predict it, and they cannot predict if timing will ever be better. They grab on and do their best with the resources they have. And it's not really about having resources, but rather being resourceful. Do not put off until tomorrow what you know you should and can do today. If you procrastinate in this business of yours, it is likely becoming a part of who you are and how you operate. And it will impact all areas of your life. You can make excuses or you can make money, but you cannot make both. I like this phrase. You can make excuses or you can make money, but you cannot make both. There is nothing to wait for. You cannot wait until you have the skills or learn everything about the business first. That's the ultimate catch 22. You will never learn it if you don't do it. What you lack in skill, you make up in numbers. Just go through the learning curve faster right away. Rip the bandage off and get it over with. Jump in the pool and get used to the temperature. The awesome power of affirmations. What is your self-talk? Are you positive or negative? Do you sow seeds of belief into yourself or seeds of doubt? Thoughts are things. What you think about often manifests into your life. If you keep thinking about how tired you are, you'll get more tired. If you think about illness, you will bring on sickness. If you dwell on failure, you will attract more failure. You attract what you think about. So if you accept and understand this, you can change the course of your life and business by doing the opposite. Think about being healthy. You can ward off sickness. Think about an excess. Think about and expect success, and you will succeed. Now, don't mistake this to mean you can sit around thinking everything into happening. No. Too many people do nothing but think and dream and act little on the positive thoughts. Think right, then speak it into existence alongside the proper actions required to win. What is an affirmation? You decide what it is that you want, and then you put it into first person present tense declaration. Then you repeat it to yourself constantly. For example, let's say you want to be the top position in your company. Let's call it platinum. You will say to yourself every day, I am platinum. You say it with belief and enthusiasm. If you just say it and don't believe it as you say it, you are wasting your time. Sell yourself on the idea, then write the affirmation, then repeat it 5 times daily without fail. Conceive it, believe it, achieve it. Here are a few ideas to start. I am a top recruiter. I am a fearless leader. People want to work with me. I am a warrior for freedom. I am a great sponsor coach. I'm living my dream. I'm changing thousands of lives. I'm a great speaker. I'm building the fastest growing team. You can read my personal daily affirmation in the appendix section of this book.
Isaac, hold on for a second. Please take a break. Thank you very, very much for your reading. And I would like to ask manager from Brooklyn and friend, Helen Osipov, please continue.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, go ahead,
Good.
please.
Okay. SOS, Shiny Object Syndrome. The good thing about people who join your business is that they had to be open-minded to check it out and get started. The same holds true for you. So respect the open mind, because without it, you would not be in the business you are today. But I must share the warning, and you should also be sure your team understands this as well. Once you have evaluated your business, done your due diligence, and started your business, do not falter. Do not look right and left. There is no need to look at other opportunities. You will inevitably be pitched all kinds of network marketing businesses now that you are a marketer. Likely, you will come across some very slick talking, hype-casting characters who will do all they can to convince you that you are in the wrong company. They will try to get you to believe their business is so much better. They will flaunt stories of the big money people are making and make you believe if you switch and come over, it will happen for you too. And if they catch you in a period where you are not yet succeeding the way you desire, you might be attracted to their sales pitch. This is called the shiny object syndrome. In my many years in network marketing, I have watched countless people who fell for the latest shinier object that came their way. I call them bouncers or MLM junkies. They jump from deal to deal, trying to be first or early in the game. This, in my experience, is a very bad way to approach a business career. I have seen this wreck people financially, as well as destroy their credibility and relationships. Here is what you need to remember. You are smart. You made the decision to start the business because you saw the value in the product service personally. You saw documentation that there is significant money being made by many people in the business already. If they can succeed with the same product, comp plan, and tools, so can you. Those successful people likely gave it time and focus that you have yet to put forth. But when you learn what they have learned and do what they have done, you will get the same kind of results. It's called the you factor. Everyone in your business is working with the same product and the same comp plan. The only difference is you. And then we have you, product, and company plan. So don't even engage in conversation or in exploration online of the many other business out there. What good will that serve you? All it can do is confuse your mind and cause you to question if you are in the right place. If you invested your money and opened a few McDonald's restaurants, would you take calls from Wendy's or Pizza Hut to hear about why you should fold it up and open some of their stores instead? Of course, you would not let that junk into your headspace. People are often prone to fall for something new. You hear about someone cheating on the spouse they love. Why? The newness of that other person showing them attention catches their eye like a shiny object. How often does that turn out well? You choose your mate because you love their qualities. Will it always be the way it was when you first started dating? No, for sure. But how would your life be if you dropped out of the relationship after the newness wore off and you see another good-looking person? I bet that would lead to a pretty unfulfilled life, kind of shallow. Or how about when the exciting newness of your business wears off and a fresh new business comes onto your radar screen? The countless jumpers I have known in the network market industry have some things in common. They are often broke, desperate to find a new financial fix, and not living happy lives. They are void of the enrichment that comes from making a decision, having commitment to a vision, and seeing their plan to completion and success. I spoke at Generic MLM Training Symposium last year as one of a dozen speakers from different companies. When the host introduced me, he shared that I have been with my company for 14 years. The audience literally gasped out loud. I saw people looking at each other in semi-disbelief. It was amazing to them that a networker was building one business for that long. It really baffles me that this should be so uncommon. I would think Everyone would want to find a place to call home, build it once, and have it stick so that they can get paid on that effort for the rest of their life. I wouldn't want to be jumping from deal to deal, always having to rebuild. That's not fun. It's risky and destroys credibility. When you will ever feel secure and be able to go on cruise control to enjoy the residuals that you build? So next time you are tempted to pull over on the side of that road, you're on to see what that shiny object is. I hope you will decide to put on your sunglasses and keep looking straight ahead. Have commitment, have faith, and be confident in the decision you made when you began your business. You can lead a horse to water. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. We have all heard this statement 1,000 times, and it is very true. If the horse doesn't want to drink, it won't. Just like if you recruit someone into business and can't make him or her to do the activity to build it, I know this is a very common frustration for us as builders. How can someone see the opportunity, pay good money to start the business, then do nothing? It's ridiculous, but it is reality. So, is there anything that can be done? The answer is yes. You absolutely can do something about it. So how do you make a horse drink the water? Remember, the horse is only going to do what it wants to do. So instead of thinking you can force it to drink, you need to convince the horse that it is thirsty, so it wants to drink on its own. How do you do this? I bet if you feed it some dry grass, it might get dry mouth and want to drink water. Or maybe if you show it other horses that are drinking water, your horse might feel like maybe it ought to be doing what it sees others doing. Let's relate this now to convincing your recruits to actually do the business. So you led them to the business, they signed up, and then won't budge. You need to convince them that doing activity is what they want to do, not what you want them to do. This is done by showing them that they are thirsty for change. What is the equivalent of feeding the dry grass to a horse? Feed them a picture of their reality. Actually, connect with them to learn about their life. Find out what might be missing or in need of change. If you can help them realize what they lack in time freedom, or that their kids rarely see them, or that they are living in financial scarcity, they will now start to feel a thirst to change what they might not have paid conscious attention to previously. The second strategy, which is akin to showing the horse other horses drinking water, works well too. This means you keep parading success stories of other distributors in front of your recruit so they see that others just like them are doing it and succeeding, so they can too. Recruits don't like to do as they are told, and they won't. They like to do what they want to do. Seeing other people they can relate to doing activity and getting results will move them into action far better than you insisting that they work it. I usually spend my efforts in promotion. I will promote for my recruits to attend briefing and training events so they can see the other horses drinking water. I will promote for them to hear the stories on conference calls. I will urge them to watch DVDs with testimonials or to be active followers on Facebook to see the flow of success stories. If you are successful in getting a horse to drink water once, that does not mean if it will always keep drinking it. The next time you lead it to water into it to water, you may need to coax it again using the above methods. Oftentimes, it will take many cycles through this routine to develop a healthy drinking habit for the horse. This is totally true for your downline. You are the leader. You cannot let yourself get so frustrated when your people require continual coaxing. You might find yourself considering quitting on your own dreams and goals if this frustration persists. Just know that it is a natural part of this business, just as it is with the horses. You cannot get mad at the horse, or it will spite you and make you walk home. If you get mad at your recruits, they will feel your bad energy and quit the business and leave the empire you are building. Just keep in mind that it is natural for your new recruits to require the convincing and coaxing. Would you stop coaxing the 1-year-old baby you're trying to teach to take her first step and learn to walk? I wouldn't hope not. I would hope not. As a parent, you know that is just a matter of sticking with it, and the baby will soon catch on and walk on her own 2 feet. Your recruits in time will also catch on if you don't guilt them into feeling bad and quitting first. It is a delicate balance of coaching, understanding, and empathy. If one method of tactic does not motivate them to act, try another, then another. Don't give up on finding the magic formula for that person. Every person will have a unique something that motivates him or her. For some, it's simply a matter of convincing them they are thirsty by pointing out what's wrong in their life that they can fix. For others, it might be the need to be inspired by seeing people who are doing better than they are. Our job is to recruit folks, but the real job starts once they are recruited. And this is the most rewarding part of our business, when we take someone under our wing and teach them to fly. I have had very few instances where my recruit came on board and began flying right off the bat. Most every one of my superstars took weeks or months of coddling, hand holding, coaching, and promoting. But I can attest to you that the time investment pays off in a big way. So recruit and stay with them until you learn their hot buttons. Then watch them start drinking the water on their own.
Helen, thank you very much. Take a break, please. And I would like to ask to continue the most reliable manager and friend from New Jersey, Iris Cristobal, to continue. Iris, please unmute your microphone.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. All right. Number 7, modeling your empire. What separates top earners from average new networkers? Why are there only a select few who became the mega stars in sports, entertainment, music, arts, or business? I believe it is because there are only few who select themselves to truly pursue mastery of their craft. They are relentless in their practicing. They have dogged determination to be the best, not just to be good. They shudder at the thought of being good. When those who are good rest after a long day, the masters continue to burn the candle. Tiger Woods became the best golfer in the world by spending years of his life hitting buckets and buckets of balls, then playing rounds of golf, then hitting more buckets. Golf was his calling. He made his life focus. Due to this focus, his ride to the top paved the way to renaissance the game of golf. Tiger made kids around the world want to pick up a golf club and learn the game. Michael Jordan wanted to play basketball. Getting cut from his high school team ignited the fire inside of him to prove to the world he could play with the best. His ambition for greatness made him the best. He missed more than 9,000 shots in his career, lost almost 300 games, missed 26 game-winning shots, failed over and over. And that's why he succeeded. Jordan never stopped working on himself, and he never forgot getting cut from that team. Steve Jobs was a great example in the business realm. He was never satisfied with anything short of perfection. He held tight to his convictions, even to the point of being forced out of the company he founded. But he came back to create an Apple that changed how the world connects and communicates, making it the most valuable company on the planet. Not everything Steve touched was a success, but he was always in the zone, focused on his mission. Steve would not be satisfied with an iPhone just being a good phone. He pursued greatness in every way. His legacy will long outlive him. Top $1 million earners in the network marketing are very much the same as the examples above. You can make a living in the networking if you are good at it and work hard at it. But to become legendary, you have to just not just work in the business. You also have to work on the business. Working in it means you're doing the activity, selling product and recruiting. This is what I call phase one activity. The masters are in phase one constantly. They keep their axe sharp. But working on the business means you are creating team culture, developing leaders, cultivating relationships, solving problems, scaling the expansion, looking for growth opportunities, and ensuring the system is running effectively. Also included in this is working on yourself. How can I become better? To become a master, here are some things that you will need to focus on. Speaking ability, motivating and leading, creating leaders by empowering people, storytelling, living a life others want to model, keeping the business simple. I have a saying that I have been pounding on the table for years. Stay on the elevator. We all get on the elevator and ride it up to different floors of income. Some people get off the first floor at $1,000 a month. Some stay on by keeping doing the same phase one, selling and recruiting activity until the doors open to the $2,000 a month floor and they get off. Some stay on until they get to the floor at $4,000. Some ride it up to $10,000. Some to $20,000. Some to $100,000. But eventually, just about everyone gets off the elevator. This means at some point they stop doing what they got them to the level. When they stop doing it, their team follows their examples and they stop doing it also. This causes the team to go backwards. That is why I've always stayed on the elevator. I want to lead my team by example. They will do what they see, not what you say. Now, at some point, when you are ready to slow down, when your income is beyond need and you have accomplished all your goals, you will be able to, but only after you have duplicated yourself by creating more leaders like you and have empowered them to carry the torch of influence with their teams in the future. So the key to becoming a top earner is identifying your rising stars and pouring your time into their development. You can only handle doing this with 1 to 3 people at a time. Just like a golf coach can only focus on 1 or 2 golfers. Decide who deserve your focus, then determine if they're willing to commit 100% to being developed. Your goal is to help them master phase 1, then teach them how to become a leader. Once this leader developed, Then the final step is to teach him or her how to identify rising stars and mentor them in the same way. You want to create a leader factory. Top earners think bigger, walk bigger, talk bigger, and most importantly, act bigger. They have bigger goals, work more hours, and put more heart and energy into those hours. They are present, enthusiastic, and bold.
Hold on for
They-
a second, Iris, please. I would like to share something with you. Uh, Iris, what do you see on the screen right now?
um, Boris and Irina,
Measure it.
top leaders.
Yes.
Um,
I prepared this picture. It was picture taken in Dallas in February 4th, 2012, 9 years ago. And I would like to share some story with you about Boris and Darina at that time. They already moved in 2011 from New Jersey to Hawaii. And from February to middle of May, even from January, they start preparing for the move from New Jersey to Hawaii. I no doubts in my mind that everybody who join us today on the webinar know it's not easy to move from one apartment to another apartment, from one house to another house. Even the same city, it's a big challenge. Not a problem, it's a big challenge to do that. But move from New Jersey to Hawaii to new house, they must sell car, house, furniture, and a lot of stuff. They have to pack a lot of stuff, and Boris took his mom with them. So they moved together, three of them, from New Jersey to Hawaii. So can you imagine how much distraction was from January to May?
yeah.
And still, they accomplished this tremendous accomplishment. They generate this chairman bonus. It's a record for North America. Chairman bonus. Nobody yet make it bigger. Even if this one, not everybody knows some details, profit share manager bonus level number 2. It's a level number 2, but tremendous. It's like a reward and recognition for their efforts. So it's a perfect example to previous sentences from this book of Brian Garther, Building an Empire. And Boris, nobody expect this amount of money. And somebody, if remember, I was number 1 on a stage with my 8,000 chairman bonus at that time in Dallas. We made 8,000, almost $9,000. And Boris made in the arena 428,000. That's a perfect example how he was concentrated, him and Arena, on doing business, even if they move from New Jersey to Hawaii. Any comments? Anybody would like to say something, to ask something regarding this check, or some feeling or some story?
Yes, Alex, I would like to say something.
So go ahead, your microphone is unmuted.
Yes, the one that you say, it's amazing, and you could really see that if a leader is a leader, they would do everything regardless of any distraction, and they don't have any excuse because they still achieve what they're supposed to achieve, whatever happens. So, like what you said, this is a perfect example, and it's a record in North America. So it's just a great inspiration, and you could see what a top leader is, or what they could accomplish.
Absolutely. Thank you, Aris. Anybody else? Okay, let's continue to a little bit more to read. So again, top earners think bigger, walk bigger, talk bigger, and most importantly, act bigger. They have a bigger goals, work more hours, and put more heart and energy into those hours. They are present, enthusiastic, and bold. Isaac, go ahead. Your microphone is unmuted.
Uh, Alex, do you want me to read or Isaac?
No, Isaac, he would like to say something.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not reading. I just wanted to make a comment that the check was like a conclusion of enormous and tremendous amount of work because Boris and Irina, they were number one in number of categories this year.
Uh-huh.
And we actually saw it. We were discussing it in one of our webinar, not webinar meetings, Success Days, and it was amazing. This Iris just said, amazing that no matter what, move, tremendous amount of preparation, they still were number one in North America. So the check is not just accident; it was a result of enormous amount of work that was done. That's what I wanted to say.
And you are absolutely correct. Absolutely. Anybody else? I believe we should hold the horses right now. And I have a question for everybody. Did anybody finish the book? I did not see any hands. I know that we discussed with Nina Denhardok. She is traveling today. He's coming back from her trip, and I know that he finished the book. I read it, the book a couple of times, and I make a lot of notes. And by the way, I would like to ask everybody, I believe we should finish to read right now. Everybody, I guess that everybody knows that I recently activate my YouTube channel, and let me show you. Hold on for 1 second, please. I'll do it quickly. I did not ready for that, but I'll do it very quickly. Oops. Here's my YouTube channel, as you could see. Last video I placed from my archive, Alan Pease, just yesterday. 10 people already viewed it. So I would like to ask everybody who did not yet sign up. It's a very easy procedure. Click sign up and...
We don't see it.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Helen. I messed it up. Hold on for a second. Just, I'll show you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now you can see it, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, thanks a lot for your help. I forgot to switch the screen. So just sign up with this YouTube channel. It's a very easy subscription, no charge, of course, but there are numbers of video, not just reading the empires, that what we're doing for the last 3 months, 3.5 months. There are it will be additional with Alan Pease. I will make a decision to put every other day additional video from Alan Pease. It's a priceless information. His presentation is outstanding. And what I also would like to ask you to do is to make a comment. If you like it, click like it, make a comment, encourage other people to use this priceless information. So there are many videos like Big Don Failer, Lessons on the Napkins, 1, 2, 3, 4, and some other information. It's really helpful for people, especially for new people. Our discussion about last rally here too. So please do me a favor and do a favor to yourself and to your team to share this YouTube channel for everybody. I didn't make it private, I make it public for everybody. I would like to share this priceless information and opportunity for anybody else. Helen, you would like to make comments? Go ahead, please.
I just wanted to add that this video with Alan P is on the stage, and we could clearly hear his voice and the translation into Russian. It's a wonderful opportunity to bilingual people or only one language people. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. And translation, by the way, one of the best
Mhm.
translation I ever heard. Her translation is outstanding. And his presentation, a lot of sense of humor from the beginning all the way to the end. You will enjoy it and learn a lot by watching this video. It's about, I believe, like 6 or 8 modules for 15 minutes each. Any other questions? Any inputs? I don't have anybody. So I would like to say thank you to all readers, Isaac, Helen, and Iris, and we will see you next Monday. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.